This is Greg Trauthwein with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined today by Dr. Henry Robinson and Kieran Breheny of Dynautics, which is a company leading the way in automation technologies to enable uncrewed surface and subsurface vessels. Gentlemen, to start, can you give us a by the numbers look at Dynautics today using the metrics of your choice?
Yes, my name is Kieran Breheny. I'm the Strategic Director at Dynautics. Dynautics was founded over 25 years ago. It was mainly a research and science-based company. So what that meant was when we developed a solution, it was very focused on an individual customer. And over the last 5 or 6 years, what we've done is taken those solutions, like a big toolbox of technology, and we've converted them into products. So now we have over 30 products targeted at the uncrewed market. Out of those 30 products, we can supply boats from 2 meters up to 20 meters, boat speed ranges from 2 knots up to 50 knots. And our customers estimate that they've navigated over 100,000 miles using the Dynautics marine technology.
As you explained, Dynautics offers a wide range of marine technologies. Can you give an overview of what you offer with perspective on which is the dominant system in your stable?
Okay, so we offer 4 main ranges: navigation, communication, simulation, and power management. And we've seen 4 main growth areas. In the small boat market, where we have a product for the e-boat, we're seeing the emergence of a small electrically propelled vessel used for surveying, uncrewed. We're seeing an increased number of those, and we have a specific product called the e-boat product that is an off-the-shelf product which can be shipped anywhere in the world. So it gives us a kind of a very broad geographical representation. And then the next, let's say for the medium and upper size product, we have a complete vessel control system. Well, this will consist of not only the navigation, but the power management for the instrumentation on board and the payload, and a communication system. So these are generally much larger boats. The value per boat is much higher. And we're starting to see that the manufacturers are making more and more of the similar style of boat, because the market is no longer new, we don't feel. The autonomy market is no longer new. We feel it's become established and becoming mainstream. And then finally, we have a simulator range of products. So we have what we call AUV sim and a ship sim. And these products are targeted at customers who are designing their own vessels. And we're experiencing more interest from the US, China, Australia in the simulator products, because it enables people to design the products much quicker than they previously. So it's a lower cost, there's a lower risk to human life, and it lets them evaluate the design prior to going into the final design and on-water testing.
As you gentlemen may attest, the area of vessel automation and autonomy is becoming increasingly crowded. When you look at Dynautics, what makes you stand out?
Yes, my name is Henry Robinson. I'm the CEO and founder and Chief Scientific Officer of Dynautics. I think this is, as you say, it's a very fast-moving field, and it's attracting many, many players. I think one of the things that really makes Dynautics stand out is that is the breadth and quality of the experience which we bring to bear. We don't build boats, we don't build USVs. What we do is we build and design the control system, which is adopted by many, many USV builders. And that has given us a very broad exposure to all kinds of different boats. We've got a wider range of experience from 2 meters up to 20 meters. We do small electric, we've done twin water jet, fast patrol boats, submarine vehicles. It's a huge range of different vehicles. And it's been an enormous learning experience. And we bring all that scientific experience to bear when we approach a new problem.
Again, as I think you may attest, the mantra today in maritime is single source supplier. With that, what is your strategy to compete against some of the corporate behemoths that you increasingly find in this space?
I think the first thing has got to be quality in our field. But the other thing is the agility to take on board some special requirements. So, for example, we're able to modify algorithms, create new modules to innovate very quickly to meet the requirements of our customers. Whereas some of the larger players are constrained to their standard offering. So as an example, there was a recent project where we replaced an incumbent control system, and the boat needed about 150 meters to do a U-turn. What we were able to do was to look at the vessel configuration and to understand the physics and the dynamics of the vessel, and to design our system in such a way that it could turn within its own length. So in a world where every boat seems to have its own special requirements and unique characteristics, we're in a particularly good position to respond to all those different requirements.
Can you discuss another recent project or two that you found to be particularly innovative and a nice platform to highlight the Dynautics solution?
Yes, certainly. There are a couple that spring to mind that I'd like to tell you about. One was the Phantom AUV, which you may have come across. That came out of a requirement from the US Navy. And obviously, I can't go into the specific requirements for the Navy, but suffice it to say that they came to us with a very open brief. They told us what they wanted to achieve, rather than we want this depth, we want that speed. So they allowed us to look at their requirement and see how it could be achieved, and to put forward a proposal that would enable them to meet their requirement. So we were able to tailor the specification in such a way as to do it very cost effectively. So for example, if you want to meet a certain depth, well, if you look at the cost of the vehicle as you go to deeper and deeper depths within the ocean, there comes a point when you have to use new materials, new construction techniques, and the costs can jump up quite significantly. By understanding this, we were able to stay within those threshold limits. So we came up with a proposal. They liked it. They certainly liked our price, because we were able to design the thing very cost effectively. And so we got a contract. And from a clean sheet of paper, we were able to hit the ground pretty much running, because we'd already considered their requirements, and because we were able to verify the design using our simulator, which is a very powerful tool. And that meant that within 100 days, we hit the water with a successful vehicle. So that was one really interesting program. Another one, almost diametrically opposite, but equally very interesting, was a few years ago, we were approached by Autonaut. And Autonaut, as you probably know, they make wave-powered vessels. So these are very slow, and they travel over many, many days, many weeks at sea, thousands of miles away. And they came to us, they wanted an autopilot. But it soon became clear that they wanted not just an autopilot, they wanted a complete platform control system. They wanted power management as well. Power management is extremely important when you've got so little energy to dole out. So we were able to put together a system, and we developed a SATCOMS system for controlling their vessels, using very low bandwidth SATCOMs using the Iridium Rudix network. In fact, we devised a whole new architecture for command and control, which meant that if you consider these boats are out for weeks on end, you can't just have it all under one pilot. You need many, many pilots dotted around the world in different time zones. And with our architecture, they're able to log in from anywhere in the world, anywhere on the internet, and communicate with each other and with the boat. And this meant that, for example, you can have several pilots controlling different aspects of the boat simultaneously. And the operators absolutely love that flexibility and the reliability of their systems.
I'm sure there are a lot of opportunities, but where do you see opportunity by geographic region, by market niche, or by both in the coming 12 to 24 months?
Well, it's certainly true that there are lots of opportunities, and deciding which are the most likely to be successful is always a challenge. And out of those categories, in fact, we see opportunities across the range. In the niche side, we see that in the small boat market, where we've got the e-boat product, further integration to survey systems, survey applications, so that the surveyor can concentrate on the quality of the survey data and not worry about the control of the boat, is definitely a growth area for us and a big opportunity. We are seeing our customers in the US and worldwide having Kanban orders with us, where they're just delivering as required, as the customer needs them. So we've set up that system with our customer base because they're repeat orders. It's a good business to be in. On the mid and upper size, where I talked about the vessel control systems, we are seeing that there's no longer niche. We're seeing it as mainstream. We're seeing more manufacturers, more OEMs. Although we expect them to consolidate, we are seeing the stronger OEMs with repeat orders. And of course, there's a lot more engineering that goes into those. It's a lot more complicated. We need a higher level of reliability, and in some cases, dual redundancy. But that's an important market growth for us. And then finally, and I'm sorry this is a long answer, but finally, the geographic, as I mentioned previously, the simulation side is that it applies to customers wherever they are in the world. If people are designing their vessel, they can take it. We had a recent experience where we translated our training video into Chinese, and it's resulted in many more sales. So geographically, there's opportunities there for us as well.